research publications to his credit. He, as a lead MEU faculty, he has conducted a number of workshops and also has been awarded Best Teacher Award by the VSPM Institutes. Of course, that's not surprising. And as a soft skills trainer, Chari's Personality Grooming Center at Nagpur is a very famous, and they conduct 10-day workshops for effective speaking, public speaking, and presentation skills. Uh, Dr. Chari is regularly associated with a number of business houses, and of course, he is known for his powerful oratory and communication skills. His very lucid and easy blend of English and Hindi language that can be understood and appreciated by all is something that all of us have to see to believe. Humor and real life examples make him reach out to all. And that is the reason why we requested Dr. Chari to please conduct this AHP dialogue on Lead to Empower. Over to you, Dr. Chari.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's so nice to listen to good things from Sucheta Dandekar, madam. It's always a pleasure. Thanks, Josna, for inviting me. And thanks the entire AHP fraternity for sparing your valuable time to be with us today.
I'm looking forward to a very enriching session, sir. I want to see the humor and all come through.
Let's see, because this is a serious topic, but let's see how we can go about doing it. But then permit me or allow me, President Madam, to mix my language with Hindi and English, if you don't mind. I know there are people from South, but then I'm sure they will understand the small Hindi that I speak in between.
Please go ahead. The floor is all yours, and we are there.
Okay, so I believe there are certain beliefs that I have got, and maybe you call it disclaimer or you call it my belief. सबसे पहला तो ये है कि this is a training program, not a प्रवचन. And my name is Chari, Suresh Chari, but I don't have a dadi, nor I'm here to give you some sort of a discourse or a pravachan. Second is, I don't consider you all as participants, but I look at you as change agents. Change agents are those people who generally take back whatever you discuss here and learn here. I'm not teaching or preaching, but we learn so many new things. I learn from you, you learn from me, but we go back to our workplace and try to implement that. So I'm not looking at you as mere participants, but as change agents. Should accept people as they are, number one. And number two is you can't change people's basic nature. The basic nature is generally difficult to change. But the most important belief that I have today with you all is that I'm talking to a highly motivated group. I'm a member of MEU since how many years? I don't know now, 40, 45 years. And I believe that people who join MEU or join the FEMER Fellowship or join the AHPE as members, all these guys are different. They are not made of the same platter that others in the college are made of. We choose this. We come here because we are different. We come here because we are motivated. We come here because we want to do something. We want to grow. We want the institute to grow. We want the leaders to grow. We want ourselves to grow. तो ये एक अलग प्रकार का काम है ये. This is not the same chunk of people which I'm talking about who don't come for such events. So we are different. So I'm talking to a highly motivated group which is present in front of me. I believe so, and I strongly believe in that. In 2002, when Philadelphia announced the FEMER Fellowship, I know I had applied that time. I think first or second, 2002 or three, I don't remember. But then the dean who was there that time in my college, I don't want to take his name, may his soul rest in peace. He didn't allow me. ये बोला कि ये क्या है, ये फेमर वेमर सब फालतू बातें, ये सब नहीं करने का, कॉलेज में बहुत काम है, ये करिए and you will probably succeed better. तो मैं थोड़ा सा डिप्रेस हुआ because I thought that this is a good program I should take. But then since then, 2003, 2 or 3, and then till 2009, I was working on these issues of developing people in my department. And we joined MEU, we developed the MEU. And when the time I left, I had about a force of 40, 50 well-motivated, groomed MEU members. So I had a role to play, even if I did not have a leadership position, even if my leader did not allow me to participate in such events. we still can do it. So we're talking about such a group of motivated people who are around me today. And I'm sure you understand that we are here because we keep our egos outside. I have a training center. Just now, Sucheta said in Nagpur, I have a training center. Uska naam hi hai Attitudes, Chari's Personality Grooming Center. उसके बाहर में मैंने एक बहुत बड़ा बोर्ड लगाया है. वो बोर्ड बहुत सिंपल वर्ड्स में है. शूज एंड चप्पल्स आर अलाउड इनसाइड, प्लीज कीप योर ईगो आउटसाइड. All this game of leadership and developing people and all that is all related to this small word called as keeping all this outside. Only then it is possible. If we carry our hierarchy, if we carry our positions, and if we carry our titles, sometimes it becomes difficult to actually lead people. All right. So please keep this in mind before we proceed ahead. All right. Professional success, family success, and social success. 3 जगह पे हम रहते हैं. जनरली वी आर इन आवर ओन प्रोफेशन, वर्क प्लेस, फैमिली एंड सोसाइटी. ये तीनों में लीडरशिप स्किल्स लगते हैं. ऑल राइट. एंड इन माय ओपिनियन लीडरशिप स्किल्स के जो टाइटल होते हैं ना, लाइक वी हैव कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, रिलेशनशिप स्किल्स, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स, स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट, डिसीजन मेकिंग स्किल्स, ये टाइटल्स ऑलमोस्ट सब में 3 सेम होते हैं. बट आई ऑलवेज फेल्ट दैट माय फादर वाज अ वेरी सक्सेसफुल प्रोफेशनल. And he was professionally very successful in his workplace, very successful, because he had maybe all these skills put together and he was doing very well in his profession. He held a very big post in the government of Maharashtra. But did he succeed in the family? Did he succeed in the social context? He joined Rotary and he failed. So I had a thought in my mind कि ये आदमी जो इतना successful professionally है, वो why he could not become successful in social organization or in the family setup. He has the skills, he has all those things which he has applied there. So that made me thinking it's not a very difficult proposition that I'm making. That you may have the skills, you may have the set of skills which are applicable to professional life. The same titles of the skills also are applicable in family and society, but the method with which you use these skills are different in different setups. Professional success may the same skills have to be used in a different context because the challenges are different, the expectations are different, the family, so people are different, the things are different, the situations are different. So we have to be using these skills differently. So I understand very strongly that leadership skills की list बहुत बड़ी होती है. What are the skills involved in leadership? It's a long list of skills which we require. But the way in which you use these skills will differ from professional to family to. There are people who have ruined their family because they bring their professional roles or professional leadership skills right in the family. नहीं होता भाई. You can't treat the people in the family the same way as you treated in the. But then there are people who have also failed in social organization. सामाजिक संस्था में आने के बाद में I believe that those people who have successfully lived in a social organization can live successfully everywhere. Because when my father came to Rotary, my father was the managing director of Maharashtra Mining Corporation, a big post which he held. लेकिन जब वो सामाजिक संस्था में आए, रोटरी में आए, तो there were many such people, no? So there is a session which I conduct called as First Amongst Equals. It's difficult to work with equals. So there's a challenges are different when you are working in a social organization because आपके जैसे बहुत हैं वहाँ पे. But when you in a professional life, you're a dean or a HOD or a chairman or something here, you are the single man soul there. So there is a difference in the way in which you apply this. So please don't misunderstand the word leadership skills. एक बार एक जगह apply हो गया और successful हो गए तो वो skills हर जगह apply होगा skill नहीं. It is not. All of us have been in leadership position or team member position in workplace. All of you in this hall, in this room who are sitting with me have experienced some leadership. Leadership matlab you don't have to be a dean or an HOD or sometimes no, or the president of India to show your leadership position. No, even if you are a committee member, an exam chairman cell member, or a cultural committee member, sports committee member, MEU coordinators, all these are leadership positions. Even in your own department, if you are not in any of these committees, but you're handling 4 or 5 people, when you are handling 4 or 5 people, you are in a leadership position. At the same time, you must have also experience to be a team member at workplace. So if you have done this, I'm going to show you the next slide. Tell me what this means. This is a simple one. It takes leadership style, behavior of people, ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल क्लाइमेट। ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल क्लाइमेट को हिंदी में माहौल बोलते हैं, मतलब कल्चर ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। एवरी इंस्टीट्यूट दैट यू वर्क, एवरी प्लेस दैट यू वर्क हैज इट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल क्लाइमेट। एक माहौल होता है, एक कल्चर होता है। इंस्टीट्यूट का कल्चर कौन डिफाइन करता है? इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ कल्चर, बिहेवियर ऑफ पीपल। कौन डिसाइड करता है बिहेवियर ऑफ पीपल? लीडरशिप के। दिस इज द सिंपलेस्ट वे इन विच यू कैन एक्सप्लेन। All the time across, whenever we discuss leadership, the hero of leadership was the leader. We used to always talk about the qualities of a leader, or uske jo the list of qualities and what are the things that the leader must have, his leadership styles. I know leadership styles will decide the behavior and the climate of the people. I know that. Because if you have a dean who is more permissive and who is more not so strict with you, and punching is allowed at 10:30 also, so the entire organizational climate will be different. But moment that dean changes and a new dean comes, then and he's more stricter, maybe he looks at you with a different telescope, then the entire culture of the organization will change to some extent, because you have had a different leader. That's the simple logic which is applying to normal people who are working otherwise. But people who are sitting in this room with me, we have a different responsibility. So I'm making this presentation with that in mind. I'm not going to talk about leadership qualities and things like that. That has been done so many times with you all. Yes, we will talk about some qualities that a leader must possess, some challenges and some things which he must have. But most of the time, I am going to probably talk about what is my role. Can I be responsible for creating an organizational climate? Do I have to always wait for the leader to lead? Do I not have a responsibility of my own? So I'm going to challenge this thought of yours, if you don't mind, and then we'll go ahead with this lecture. All right? Why should you look for authority? Can you decide the climate? In one of my training programs, I asked many leadership programs, I keep asking, what kind of a boss would you like to work with? So typical answers come, typical. कौन से बॉस से पसंद करेगा? Is some say lenient होना चाहिए, cool होना चाहिए, relationship अच्छा होना चाहिए. He should be a good communicator, good thinker, vision should be good, and the list is long. I'm just going to show you the list. I'm not going to read out. Don't get scared. This is one part of the list: disciplined, high standards, flexible, time conscious, commanding, role model, dutiful, unbiased, practical, true, gives to feedback, sincere at work, cooperative, kind-hearted, updated, compassionate. Oh my God, the list is very long. But then I got a very beautiful answer from one of my candidates, which I think when I was going for an interview, I said, which kind of a boss would you like to work with? You know what he said? He said, any kind, sir. It doesn't matter who the boss is. I think I can work with anybody. I'll mold myself. I will change myself to the need of the organization, and I will probably give my best to the organization. ठीक है, ये इंटरव्यू की तक के सीमित है, and many of the people who come for the interview give some structured answers, as you all know. But I like the way in which he was sincerely going about telling that answer. And looking at this slide, I again asked the question as to what is the important qualities that a leader must have. Again, there was a huge list which was created by participants, not by me. And this list goes knowledgeable, compassionate, supportive, good listener, adaptable, orator, interest-oriented, orientation should be good, confidence should be good, well-behaved, decision maker, trustworthy, consistent, good personality, all this big blah blah blah, optimistic, inspiring, flexible, adaptable, creative, positive attitude, empathizer, understanding others. मैं इतने सारे गुण यदि लीडर में आप देखना चाहते हो, होना चाहिए, and all of us agree that, but you can't expect one man rolled into all these things. How can you expect? He's also a human being. But then as a team member, how many of these qualities do I have? Is the question I asked myself. Suresh, Chari, how many qualities you have? And I believe me, I picked up many of them. Many of them. And I have been working since last 47 years in a medical college with various heads of departments, various deans to my knowledge. And I have been very comfortable, and honestly, I never tell lies from in this podium at all. But I have been very comfortable working with all of them, and I've given my best, because I believe that whoever is the leader is looking at leadership from that point of view. Can I contribute to the success of that leader is my motive. So my role becomes very important. Why only leaders should possess all these qualities? Why can't, I'm sure many of you sitting in this hall, many of you, because we're all motivated lots, which we see. Without an effective team member, leadership remains merely an idea. Who is more important? The team members. Behind every successful leader stands a committed, capable, purpose-driven team member who provides the momentum. Committed, capable, purpose-driven team member who provides the momentum. So what are the roles of a leader and a team member? The first role of a leader is creating and nurturing that kind of a member. Which kind of a member? मतलब उसने करना क्या है? आपके जो organization में है, maybe handful of people are with you. Can I nurture them? Can I create more such people? That member means that committed, capable, purpose-driven team member who provides the momentum. And what is the role of a team member as you look at from your side, your angle? Can I be a part of that tribe? Which tribe? Committed, capable, purpose-driven team member who provides the momentum. अब आप बोलेंगे सर बोलना बहुत सिंपल है आपके लिए, आपका तो सब हो गया, आपको नहीं पता हमारे, you come to our life and find out there's so many problems in my organization. So I'm going to ask you a simple question. Do you recognize yourself with this list that a team member must have? Harmonizer, encourager, clarifier, initiator, energizer, person who questions, listener, opinion giver, tension reducer. Or are you in this side? Tension giver, dominator, negativist, deserter, self-centered, manipulator, gossiper, sensitive, very quickly getting hurt and a drop of the hat resigns, sympathy seeker, monkey, or withdrawn. These are difficult terms of leadership which we use. But then which side are you in? I'm sure all of you will say, so the blue color is mine. Yes, we all who have joined AHPE and who are all members of MEU, who are all looking for growth in the organization, believe me, the right side column, which tension giver, dominator, negativist, will not work. So as a team member, we have our own responsibility to look at the left side, and I have always been on the blue side, if you permit me to say. So if leadership is the ability to influence and direct people towards accomplishment of a common goal, कितना मस्त definition देखो ये. Ability to influence and direct towards what? Towards accomplishment of a common goal. This is a very beautiful definition of leadership. I picked this up from all those definitions which are available in various books. And I believe this is the one which appealed to me the most. There's one more sentence which I liked. It says, the ability to make team members grow and succeed. मतलब आप तो लीड कर रहे हो एक कॉमन गोल के प्रति, बट कॉमन गोल के प्रति लीड करते करते am I able to develop people and make my members grow is also a leadership responsibility that you have. So 2026 leader, capacity building through empowerment. I'll talk about empowerment in a bit. Because of capacity building and empowerment, you are developing a second line of leadership. And those second line of leadership are those people who have a sense of belonging. So I am, as a leader, doing nothing but only building this kind of people, this tribe of people. So a leader's role is to develop this kind of people. Agreed. But can I help my leader to make his job simpler by increasing my own sense of belonging in my own way? So we all talk about leaders' role and leaders' qualities and leaders' responsibilities, but I'm talking about our responsibility. I'm sure, again, I'm repeating, most of the motivated groups sitting here all believe that you have a sense of belonging, hence you are in that organization. I read a very good quote, which I'm trying to make in front of you, which says that a good leadership is one where people work with the same efficiency even in the absence of the leader. थोड़ा सोचो इसको. मेरा HOD कल आता नहीं है, तो do we enjoy and say, hey, my God, look at, let's have fun, this guy is not there? Or people work in the same level, do work in the same speed, do they work? That will define the leadership quality that a leader has left. मेरे एब्सेंस में भी वो संस्था, उस डिपार्टमेंट और वो जो गट है वो उसी प्रकार से काम करता है जब मेरे प्रेजेंस में भी था. सो इट्स अ चैलेंज विच आई एम, देन a good leadership leaves that mark, leaves that kind of a team. So am I able to develop that kind of sense of belonging into people? That is the main focus of leadership today. So when you talk about leadership, it doesn't only revolve around the roles and responsibilities of teacher, or sorry, leader. It also revolves around the roles and responsibility of the member or a team member which you are. I hope I'm able to make a point here. So these are the two things which I'm talking about. This is a very important slide, and I'm going to spend some time on this. There are some challenges. This is a reality check, as you call it, and I'm sure most of you will agree. If somebody doesn't agree, maybe after my session is over, you can fight with me. You can argue with me. I'm free to do that because I'm there for that. Only 10% are willing to lead. आप किसी भी संस्था में जाओ अभी, you will find only 10-15% people who want to become HOD, who want to become professors, who want to become dean, who want to become the vice dean. For reasons best known to all of them, and most of you sitting here know. Only 10% willing to lead. 90% members का क्या होता है? 90% में से 10% is group 1 who actually work. Only 10%. Remaining 80%, of the remaining 80%, 20% work only for salary. मतलब पैसा मिल रहा है, काम मिल रहा है, उतना ही करूंगा. Morning 10 o'clock punching, I'll work for you, no problem. I will work, I'll punch and stay and work, but 5 o'clock is my punch out time. I don't work more than that. He's good. He works, but he works only because something drives him. What drives him? Salary drives him. That is a motivation. Nothing wrong in that, because most of us have gone through this phase. 30% are there, tu chal main aaya. These are the group 3 people. You will find them in the morning punching, but you will not find them the whole day. Again, you will find them in the evening. So these are the people who are 30%. And there is a mysterious group of 30% who are the most dangerous, who are missing out of action. दिखते ही नहीं लोग, इसलिए इनको मैं मिस्टर इंडिया बोलता हूं. Where are you? Where are you? Are you in the 10% who are willing to lead? Or in the group 1, 10% to actually work without much? Yes, expectations should be there when you are working, but you are actually working and you work for the organization. You don't mind staying overtime. Are you in the 20% who work from 10 to 5 and then vanish after 20? Are you in the group 3 and group 4? मेरा ये belief है, I strongly believe that the group I am talking to, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't belong to group 3 and group 4. Believe me. My experience in so many years of working with MEU members, of so many years of working with you guys like you in my organization, what a handful. There are only a handful, 20%, 10%, 10%. Group 2, group 1, group A. Even if you are group 2, no issues. There is nothing called as group A is better than group 1 or group 1 is better than group 2. Nothing like that. You want to work and you are willing to work for salary is fine. Some of you actually, I'm very happy that the culture of AHPE, or the kind of tribe that this organization called AHPE is developing, mark my words, are the kinds of people who are motivated, dedicated, and doesn't mind who the leader is. Yes, it does matter who the leader is, who comes and who goes. But I'm sure that you guys will keep the momentum of your work, keep the style of your work, keep the enthusiasm of the work going. कभी कभी बीच में ऊपर नीचे enthusiasm होता है बेटा, that's okay. But you don't shut down and go to group 3 and group 4. I'm sure if you are going, please caution yourself and don't do that. What is the role of a leader? Role of a leader is to convert this group 2 into group 1 and increase the A. How many of you are willing for second line of leadership? How many of you are willing to take the position of leadership? मेरे बोलना बहुत simple है बेटा. Everybody strives to be the dean, wants to become the HOD, wants to become the professor. But when you see the responsibilities going on there, it becomes very difficult to actually find the people who are willing to lead. So can I look at myself? ठीक है, role of a leader is to push and motivate and see that the capacity building happens from group 2 to group 1. Convert them. So when I say conversion, yes, it is, am I in 3 or group 1, or leader's challenge is to convert? Can I help? Why always look up for the leader? Sooner or later, I know that if I keep working in group 1, I know if I'm in group 2, I'll be given more work. देखो, ये वास्तविकता है. जो काम करता है उसको और काम मिलता है. I know that. So you may get a feelings after some time कि मैं क्यों करूं? Why somebody else is not getting that work, kind of a work. So I don't belong to group 1 then. I belong to group 2. And maybe I will shift to group 3. But I want you to be stronger. I want to develop this tribe. I want to enlarge this tribe of group 2 and group 1. And I'm sure I find such kind of people sitting in this hall today with me. So my earnest request to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that please look at leadership challenges not from the angle of leader. Look at leadership challenges from your role that you have to play to make the life of a leader more simple. Am I contributing to make the life of my person who is working, whom we are working with? Am I able to do that is the biggest challenge which I am throwing in front of you. Leader plus member is a team, correct? Team is nothing but leader plus member. It's not leader alone or member alone. So we have a joint responsibility. Both have responsibilities, and I'm going to talk about responsibilities of a leader first and then team members. Responsibilities of a leader. 5. There may be many. I know that. But Suresh Chari, during his training programs and with his experience that we have with leaders who have worked with me, and I have worked with them, I never say worked under. There is no word called how many has worked under you. It's only here that we say कितने आपके अंडर में काम कर रहे हैं, और जितने अंडर में काम कर रहे हैं उतना आदमी की पदवी बड़ी होती है. How many are working with you? And whenever I have worked with people, I have noted that there are many responsibilities, but this 5, if it is there, then I'm sure the things are more simple. Number 1 is creating a non-threatening environment. Am I creating a threatening environment, or am I creating an environment within my organization where people are scared to come to me, talk to me, openly criticize, give critical criticism about things? Are they in the meeting when they are sitting in a college council meeting or a departmental meeting? Is there a mahal which you create where people don't speak up? So are you approachable is one thing. And are you making it difficult or easy for a person? So it's your responsibility and your role to create this non-threatening environment. I know it's a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword समझता है, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा non-threatening किया तो लोग आपके सर पे बैठेंगे, पता है मुझे. So as a leader, we need to understand where to draw the lines. But creating an environment where people are not fearing to speak out is called as non-threatening environment. It works in the classroom also, ladies and gentlemen. It works in leadership positions also, and it works everywhere. Second is capacity building. Capacity building is not only for teaching staff members. The person who is personals who are working with you. The personals are the clerks, the peon, the technician, the ward boy, these nurses. All these people are working as a team with you. You're not working alone in a hospital. You're not working alone in a classroom. There are many people or many stakeholders who are involved in the leadership capacity position. So you have a responsibility to see that person develops. If you develop the person, you are actually increasing his sense of belongingness. Actually, you are giving him that kind of a feeling that he belongs to this group. So capacity building doesn't necessarily mean only teaching staff. It also means non-teaching staff. Associated with this word capacity building is developing a second. Once you develop a capacity building of people, You develop their capacity. These are the people who are ready for taking leadership. And when will the people, who are these people? There are very handful. Huh? You can't have a crowd of second line of leadership. लेकिन जिसके साथ में आप गोल्स को शेयर करते हो, उसकी सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंग ऑलमोस्ट एज गुड एज द लीडर होती है. And they all together want to look at the organization as their own organization. But this is also a responsibility of a leader. The fourth responsibility is the most wanted in the context of where we work, the regions where we work. There is a difference between delegation and empowerment. And sure, all you MEU members, all you AHPE members know about this, but people, those who have not heard of these two differences, let me put it very simply. Delegation is I hand over a work to you and I still observe you. Kar raha hai kya? And phone somebody and find out whether he's doing it or not. So I have control. In delegation, you give work to somebody, but the control is in your hand. Empowerment is slightly one step above delegation. You give the work to him. You give the work to him, that's it. You also give him the power to take some decisions which is required. So am I moving a person from delegation to empowerment without any bias of age, gender? This has all, etc. includes so many things. I know what I understand. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So there is no bias of anything when you are delegating. You delegate it to the right person at the right time. But then slowly move from delegation to empowerment is the responsibility of the leader. The last responsibility of a last night, one of the most important, the fifth one, is my favorite. It talks about fourth basic human need. Roti, kapda और मकान 3 basic human needs है. चौथा वाला जो ह्यूमन नीड जो है ना, वो लोग बोलते नहीं है, बताते नहीं है, लेकिन सबके मन में अंदर ही अंदर रहता है. And that is called as recognition. That is called as appreciation. मेरा प्रोग्राम सेशन होने के बाद में यदि आप मुझे कोई कॉल आता है, बोलता सर आपका सेशन अच्छा हुआ, तो मुझे अभी भी इस मेरी डोंट आस्क माय एज, बट अभी भी मुझे अच्छा लगता है. पैट इन द बैक, चांगलं वाटतं. यू फील गुड व्हेन समबडी अप्रिशिएट्स यू. देयर इज नो एज बार इन दिस. There is nothing as, but then you have to define what, who, 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why. Who is the person I'm going to recognize? What is it that he needs to be recognized about? When and where is important. सबके सामने, अकेले में, conference में, standing ovation, sitting ovation, clapping ovation, how much to give? And why this person at this point of time? So these 5, if the leader is able to recognize, believe me, most of the cribbing in the workplace, I'm making an open statement. Most of the cribbing which happens in this, and most of the gossip which takes place in the organization, most of it is because my work has not been recognized. मेरी कोई कदर ही नहीं है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, मुझे कोई गिनता नहीं है, और मैं जो कितना काम करता हूं लेकिन उसका कुछ है ही नहीं. This is because there is no system of appreciation. There is no system of a measured appreciation. Okay? With the right person at the right time, with the right people in the right place. So I think this last measure, which is appreciation, which is missing out, is there. It's there. We give annual social gathering, functions, we give some awards and things like that. But small, in somebody is working in your workplace and some technician does a good job. Even if you look at him and do thumbs up like this, that guy is so happy. He goes back home and probably tells his wife, today my boss smiled. Aaj Ravan hasa. He's very happy about it. So I think these small gestures are the fourth basic human need, which has to be structured, which has to be understood, which has to be done in a proper structured manner. Yes, it happens spontaneously many times. But don't forget that if it is done for the wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time, it will fall back on your face. And those devoted, dedicated workers who are working with you may feel offended because they have been sidelined. There are so many things working on that. If you probably sit with me for more time, I will discuss fourth basic human needs, a full training program of 3 hours. But then this is the most important one. So these are the 5 leadership responsibilities I feel are the important ones, apart from hundreds of roles and responsibilities that a leader has got. But if he takes care of creating a non-threatening environment, if he's able to create a second line of leadership, which he is able to empower with a lot of duties, and he is able to recognize the right person at the right time, I think much has been done. We look at 5 responsibilities of a team member. And here I would like to pause with you because I would like to look at this slide for some time with me because my whole session belongs here. ठीक है ना, लीडर अपना रोल कर रहा है, अपना काम कर रहा है, that's okay. But मेरा भी कुछ responsibility है to make that leader's work easier. That's what I'm shouting from that time. Because a team member cannot be just a spectator. And I'm sure the people sitting in this hall are not like, they're all the ones which I'm going to show you now. I'm sure all of you have all these 5 qualities which I'm showing. But can I create more such people in my organization? Can I increase the number of the 10% people who are willing to work? Leader will see that the 10% who want to lead will increase. But can I create more 10% of those people who want to work, who move from salary only to work? The first one, open, assertive participation, constructive criticism. Am I able to make constructive criticism? I just told you that a leader should create a non-threatening environment for all this. But I have a role to play in case there is a not such a non-threatening environment. There is a small amount of reservations in the environment also. Assertion means what? Assertion means putting your word across without hurting people. I have a training program session called as Pulling Your Own Strings. It's a full day workshop. It only talks about assertive skills. And this is the most important skill that a team member should have. Leaders should have this skill, no doubt about this. Am I able to convey my thoughts to people without hurting them? It's a skill, it can be learned. If it is a skill, it can be learned. And most of you must have these skills and not be passive about something happening in you. So you need to be assertive. You need to give constructive criticism or challenge constructively whatever something which is happening which doesn't appeal to you. Second is support the shared vision. Whatever vision has been given to us. कोई ऐसा बोलेगा नहीं आजा आजा मैं अपना vision share करता हूँ. You know what this department means. You know what the department vision is. You know what this department means to you. Maybe department, maybe institute, whichever small group you are working with. It should not be person based. It should be issue based. मतलब ये व्यक्ति है क्या तो मैं काम करूंगा, ये नहीं है तो मैं काम नहीं करूंगा. That is person based. So a team member's role, number 1, number 2 is that he needs to be issue based and not person based. When I'm challenging constructively, critically, assertively, I also have to see whether this is issue based or person based. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. The third one is, this is the most important one. Ladies and gentlemen, proactive. ये बहुत सुंदर शब्द है इंग्लिश का. मराठी में इसको सांग कामया म्हणतात. जो सिर्फ काम करता है जब काम किसी ने बोला, मुझे ये काम दिया तो मैं करता हूं, मुझे बोला क्या, मुझे बोलेगा तो मैं करूंगा, वरना मैं नहीं करता. These are people who sit and wait for things to happen. I have a book in Amazon. If you can go through that book, I'll be very happy. Don't wait for things to happen. Make things happen. Why do you want to wait for people to lead you? Why do you want to wait for people to give you instructions? Why do you want to, I don't know. I for one feel that all these things are applicable even to our house, even children. So can I take the ownership? Can I help my person who is leading the group or a small group of people we are working with? There has to be somebody who leads. But then I as a leader am looking for proactive people. Believe me, all my life in so many leadership positions I have been. And in this hall, I'm seeing in my list so many people who have been deans and vice deans and directors here and there. All of you are definitely want people in your organization who are proactive. People who come out and give some opinion. People who come and do some decision-making process for you without your asking. They come and participate. That is what is proactiveness. And the fourth one is personal growth. In addition to all this, in addition to being assertive, in addition to being supporting the vision, proactiveness, ownership, There is something called as personal growth. आप अपने बारे में जब आप 10 साल पहले ज्वाइन किए थे और आज के बाद में, is there any difference in you? Not in the growth process. I'm not talking about physical growth. I'm talking about mental growth, emotional growth. I'm talking about whether you have emerged as a better person. This is important because personal growth is something which is a part and parcel of capacity building for a leader. तो मैं, यदि आपका पर्सनल ग्रोथ के बारे में आप खुद देख रहे हैं, तो यू आर एक्चुअली हेल्पिंग द लीडर फॉर हिज कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग इन सेकंड लाइन ऑफ लीडरशिप. Why do people go for advanced courses? Why do people go for advanced courses in MEU, FEMR courses in MEU? Why do you do that? You 3-day basic courses compulsory, उतना करो और सैलरी ले जाओ ना. But there are many of you like you and me who are sitting in this hall who look for that extra, who looks for personal growths. And these are the people, believe me, these are the people who run the organization. And leaders in a good organization want such people. है कुछ कुछ deans जो ये सब चाहते नहीं, वो दूसरी बात है. I don't talk about negative things. And the last one, which is important, and I know it's not belonging to you here, but never get this feeling of indispensability. मेरे बिना कुछ नहीं होगा. If you get the feeling that you are indispensable, that's the last day of your life. I don't think we should get that indispensability feeling. Only then you will be able to grow yourself and make people grow in your organization. And when you take the second line of leadership in your hands, then you know that you are doing the third line, which becomes a second line later on. So all this is a vicious circle. So leadership is not about only leaders leading. Leadership is not only about leaders leading. Yes, it is about leaders leading. It's about leaders doing capacity building and doing second line and all that blah, blah, blah. But we have a role and responsibility to play to help that leaders perform better. And I'm sure most of you sitting here are doing that. There are two responsibilities. One is task. One is task. Yeah, somebody speaking. Can you mute yourself, please? One is task and one is relationship. मतलब आपका जो कार्य है, task is whatever objective you have set for your organization, वो fulfill करना है और साथ साथ में संबंध भी बना के रखने हैं. There are two roles that a leader is playing. Task, relationship, and it's a tight rope walk. How much task and how much relationship? Absolutely tight rope walk. Most of us are doing it fine, but there is a third dimension. The third dimension in this tightrope walk of task and relationship is capacity building. मैं सिर्फ टास्क और रिलेशनशिप करता रहूंगा और मैं सेकंड लाइन डेवलप नहीं करूंगा या कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग नहीं करूंगा, बिलीव मी, द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन विल स्टॉप वर्किंग. Organization will find somebody, but it will not be the same kind of momentum which you have set for the organization, because these are not the people whom you have trained and you have developed. So there are three roles that a leader has to play: task, relationship, capacity building. एक पिक्चर आई थी सूर्यवंशी करके. I'm not talking about कौन सा है, अक्षय कुमार वाला सूर्यवंशी की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं मैं. I'm talking about Amitabh Bachchan wala Suryavamsham. If you remember this movie, in that movie, Amitabh Bachchan used to sit like this in the hall. And मैंने जो बोल दिया वो पत्थर की लकीर, मुंह से निकली हुई बोली और राजपूत के बंदूक से निकली हुई गोली वापस नहीं जाती है. And I was absolutely commanding position there. This Suryavamshi style of leadership does not work anymore. मेरे फादर के जमाने में हो सकता है चल गया. I have, in my whole life of 47 years of teaching in a medical school, I've seen so many deans who are like this dictatorship. चल गया बेटा, अब नहीं चलता. Now we have to work with these three in mind: task, relationship, and capacity building. All these three. I don't want to complain about the yesteryear's leaders. No, please, don't misunderstand me. But gone are the days where you used to use the whip and make the now all the three are important. All the two. Let me talk about two first. If I put task on one, and if I put relationship here, this is the relationship 1 to 9, low on relationship, 5 on relationship, 9 on relationship, 1 on task, 5 on task, 9 of task. If this is a grid which I'm trying to create for you, very quickly I'm going to go through this grid because it's a big complicated one. If I look at this grid, if I talk about what is 9-1, this is leadership skill called as task standard. काम कर, task खत्म कर. Relationship बाद में होते रहेगा. I want that work to be done. पहले काम खत्म करो. This is task centered leadership. Task centered leadership. There is one more called as 1-9, which is relationship centered. काम तो होते रहेगा बेटा, चल पहले पिकनिक करते. Let's have some merry going on together. This is relationship centered. Right? High on relationship, low on task. There is something called as 1-1. क्या करना है मुझे? टास्क भी नहीं होना, रिलेशनशिप भी नहीं होना, मेरा टर्म खत्म हो जाए, मेरे रिटायरमेंट के लिए खाली 1 साल बच गया. These are the kinds of maybe leadership styles which we look at. There is one leadership style called as diplomatic, which is 5-5. 50-50 on task and 50-50 on relationship. And there is something called as team-centered. High on relationship and high. Now, if I ask you which is the best leadership style in an organization, I can have a debate on this and you can go on discussing this. I just had a training program in MUHS. Some of the participants are sitting in this room also. When I asked them, most of them said, sir, 9-9 is the best. 5-5 diplomatic also is the best. We all try to go towards 9-9. But that's not the point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the point I'm trying to make. All of us, during our leadership positions in the organization, believe me, have tested and treated all these 5 styles at some place or the other. मान लीजिए बिल्डिंग में अभी आग लग जाती है and there is a fire thing going on. Do you not do firefighting? Which leadership style will you use? I'm sure you will use 9-1. Task oriented. अभी क्या का relationship? आग लगी हुई यार. But if I'm going for a picnic and if I'm doing some entertainment program for my organization members, I definitely go to relationship centered, high on relationship, less on task. काम वाम तो होते रहेगा यार, let's enjoy today. If there are 2 people in your organization who are fighting and then you see them from your chamber that these 2 are arguing, but you take some time, you say, let them solve their own problem. I think I will intervene only after some time. Is that not 1-1? And sometimes we all try to be diplomatic and try to balance both of them. And most of the time we remain, if not 5-5, we are somewhere in 6-6 or 7-7. We all go towards the team center. My point to you, ladies and gentlemen, is don't get hooked on to one leadership style. मेरे पास में 5 स्टाइल्स है और इस कॉन्सेप्ट को सूर्यवंशी स्टाइल को निकाल के सिचुएशनल लीडरशिप बोलते हैं. आप सिचुएशन क्या है बताओ, उस प्रकार का. मेरे पास में 5 राम बाण है, कौन सा बाण कब यूज करना मुझे तब मालूम पड़ेगा इफ यू टेल मी द सिचुएशन. So this leadership grid is a wonderful thing. We will probably discuss this more when we have some training program on leadership. But this is a larger concept that leader today needs to balance relationship and task. Balance between these 2 is very crucial. It is not so simple as I'm telling you, because there are many kinds of people. There are those Mr. Indias. There are those people who are not coming. There are those people who are only working for salary. There are those people who are motivated a lot. There are those people who want to become the second line of leadership. So there are many kinds of people in your organization which you are leading. And if you want to believe in all of them, if you want to do capacity building there, you'll have to balance between task and relationship. Capacity building होते रहेगा अपने साथ में, but task and relationship balancing is extremely important. So, ladies and gentlemen, moving people from capacity building, you need to move them from dependency to independency to interdependency. है ना, अच्छे शब्द है ये. Sound very good. Dependency means delegation. They depend on you still. You are delegating. Independency is you empower them. And interdependency is when they get the concept of working in a team. So the main purpose of a good team, which is having a leader and a team member, is they all move from dependency to independency to interdependence. The last stage is important. The importance of interdependency is when they don't depend on the leader much, but they carry on with their work. Who has created this? Leader has created this mahal. I understand that. But ultimately, can I make this tribe bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger? The tribe which moves from independency to interdependency, moves from dependency to interdependency. Somebody sitting on your head constantly and making you work. Parenting word है, parenting. उसमें एक हेलीकॉप्टर पेरेंटिंग सुना होगा आपने. हेलीकॉप्टर में घर 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 माँ बाप रोज उसके माँ पढ़ना रे पढ़ना रे. This is helicopter parenting. Helicopter parenting doesn't work in the leadership positions. So do take good care of yourself and your happiness index. 3 questions I'm putting. Do you have personal time? Do you have a good family time? Do you have a good feedback partner? Both of you, leaders and team members. Feedback partners are those people who hold you by the collar and shake you and say, "Barobar nahi." And the same person will hold you by the same collar and say, "Wow, wonderful. This is a wonderful thing you have done." Do you have a feedback partner? Do you have good family time? Do you have good personal time? Why? Why am I saying this? Because those people who are happy at home are happy at workplace. Happiness index is not merely doing successfully well in the organization. If you are doing exceedingly well in your organization, if you are not happy at home, believe me, the reverse will work. If you are not happy at home, that reflects sometime, somewhere in the workplace. So happiness is relatively sure to be better at home. Future belongs to workplace where leadership and team members coexist in partnership rather than hierarchy. Wow. ये मैंने बनाया sentence. Future belongs to workplace where leadership and team members coexist in partnership rather than tu professor, my associate professor, my lecturer. ठीक है, that hierarchy is important. Absolutely important. That is why it's more of an attitude than skill. And if you don't believe me, I want you to see a web series. I'm not promoting that web series. There is a web series going on in, not Netflix, Amazon Prime. And that is called as Titan Made in India. I think you should see that. All of you must see that. It's only 6 episodes, 30 minutes each. You can binge show and see all that if you want. But this is a good lesson on leadership, how collective leadership works, how Tata's gave the leadership to somebody else second line, and he developed his second and his third, how collaborative leaders work, how there is fun in working, how each of them feel the ownership of working in that team. Small team of 10 people. But it's a wonderful concept and a beautiful series which you all should watch, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe that it's not only leader who matters, but it's the team member who also has a contribution to make for the success of a good leader. Because आज नहीं तो कल आप भी लीडर बनेंगे. जब आप लीडर बनेंगे तो आपको भी ऐसे ही मेंबर्स चाहिए जो प्रोएक्टिव रहेंगे, जो इशू बेस्ड रहेंगे, पर्सन बेस्ड नहीं रहेंगे, जो ओपनली आपके साथ डिस्कस करेंगे. So if you are looking forward for such membership, then you need to set an example yourself. Be the change you want to be. That's what Mahatma Gandhi said. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Chari sir. In your ubiquitous style, you brought out the essence of leadership and distilled it in about 45 to 50 minutes. Hats off to you, sir. That shows the vast experience you bring to the table. Can we have the audience asking any questions? And before that, Suchita ma'am, would you like to add something here?
Thank you, Dr. Chari. In your usual, absolutely, I fail to find the right adjective here, but in your great style, you convinced us about not just leadership, but about the people who are facing the leaders. Both. Thank you.
Hi, Santosh. Nice seeing you, man.
Yes, sir. Excellent one. I just had a comment. Rather, you can explain it further.
No, you take it forward. You take it forward.
Most of us have witnessed this. Surrounding the leader, there are some people called as peacocks. They are seen only when there is ministerial round or municipal commissioner coming or some annual gathering is happening, and suddenly they crop up. So, in which percentage of people you would
30%.
Okay.
30%. And I would
बघा
never,
बघा माझ्याकडे बघा.
I would never be that person. And I would never even think about them. I would never even talk about them. I would not discuss those people. They don't matter to me at all. I
Yeah.
live in a community of positive thinkers, and all these
Yes.
people of, see, I'm telling you, AHPE and our FEMR and the people of MEU are the next future of this and medical education in the country. So we need to increase this form. We need to increase this tribe, as I'm keep telling, and we are doing that.
It was an amazing, sir, deliberations. Excellent, sir.
Thank you.
Too
sir.
much. Yeah,
Thank
yeah. So nice.
Do we
Chetna,
have any questions from the audience? You can type it in the chat box or raise your hand. Lots of
Chetna, good evening.
appreciation coming your way, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Imran.
Yeah, Imran.
Yes, sir. It was one of the wonderful presentations, sir. Apart from that, how would you tackle the 3-year HOD rotation, what the NMC has prepared? What are your viewpoints? In general, I'm asking, how do you tackle the people who are not ready to bring up
You
the
are
second
asking
line?
me, you are asking me questions which are policy matters. I don't want to
No
cross your
problem. No,
management. But it's not a good, it has got both pros and cons. But I believe it has got both pros and cons. It is a good system that somebody else is getting a chance to lead. But if that person who gets a chance is not interested, he should not be given.
yeah, that's what I was coming up to. And
Yeah,
also the other part
the
of the question.
rotation system is good, provided there is a consent from the person who wants rotation. जबरदस्ती थोपना नहीं किसी के ऊपर.
Correct, sir. And also the other part, what are your viewpoints on the people who are not ready to give up and not ready to mentor the second line of leaders?
Come again?
People who are not ready to bring up that second mentors or second line of leadership. How would you suggest the management to look into this perspective?
No, management has no role to play. Management actually gives you a free hand, sir. Please understand that management would be very happy if there is second, third line of leadership. Management wants that. A good leader is one who tries to identify. देखो हमरे आप हिंदी चलेगा मुझे? If I speak to you in Hindi, it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chalega, sir.
So there are certain people in the all organization is run by a handful of 10-15 people. Believe me, you go anywhere in any organization, whether it's a social organization, it is religious organization, it is a political, wherever you go, it's only run by a handful of sincere, dedicated people who do that. Then those are the people who should look at the second line of leadership to develop. So if they fail to do that, then something is wrong with that hierarchy of leadership there. So that is why I'm not looking at the leader's role at all. I'm looking at what is your role? What is your role? Am I going to help that leader to become a second line? मतलब, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. How do you push yourself into being a second line by the person who is working with you?
Correct, sir. I got the point.
Yeah.
I really appreciate how you have told. I think it will help majority of the people who are sitting at the fence and waiting for the opportunity. I think you have given us a good direction. Thank you.
I know there are many challenges. I know all of us face a lot of challenges, especially people who come from this background of MEU and who are people who are AHP members. They are looked upon differently when you go back there. Sucheta and me have had so many problems when we went back to department saying, "ये क्या सीख के नया आ गया? मुझे क्या सिखाने वाला?" there are challenges because many of the deans now, but things are different in 2026. Believe me, in 2026, there are many organizations, many deans who have emerged from MEU and become deans. The more the number of people like that who come in the hierarchy of leadership there, more will be the acceptability of such people. फिर भी एक पॉन्ड में अलग अलग प्रकार के मच्छियां तो होती है ना बॉस.
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
Sir, before I take up any more questions, there is one pressing issue. Everyone wants to know what's the title of the book on Amazon.
Oh, it's don't wait for things to happen, make things happen.
Okay. Then I'll take up one more question.
That's not a book. That's not a book on leadership. It's a book on personality traits, 12 personality of an individual.
Okay.
Nothing to do with leadership. Yeah.
Yes, I'll take up one question from the chat before I invite Dr. Manisha. The question is how to implement, no, leadership at times is a political appointment who usually are self-centered and not goal-oriented. that takes an institution go back for a few years. As a team member, what should be our approach?
Approach should be to carry on what good work you are doing, son. Wait for the right time for your right. You will get हर एक का दिन आता है. You don't look at negative things. I have been in that pressure. I told you, 2002 I applied for FEMR, Sucheta. The dean of mine did not allow me the first Philadelphia course. So I had to wait 7 years to get into FEMR. But I waited patiently. I did not crib. I did not cry. There was no point in doing that because that hierarchy was like that.
True.
But wait for the right opportunity. You need a lot of patience to get into. Lot of patience.
And perseverance.
Yeah, and
Keep
but
at it and not give up.
एक अच्छी बात क्या है, पॉजिटिव बात है ना, अपना कॉम बढ़ रहा है बेटा. Please be positive. The kind of people that we are sitting in this room, I don't know how many are there, but all of us, about 62 people are sitting today in my room. All of you are mostly are positive thinkers. So all of us have a huge future ahead in our own organization. Just remain positive. Ups and downs will keep coming. Such idiots will be there all around you, but we need to work along with them. Yes, Manisha.
Yeah, not a question, sir. Actually, good evening, sir. I loved your presentation. You mentioned about some workshops you're doing. So, would you share your any details regarding that or your contact number? You spoke about some workshops you're doing.
Contact number I will give you. My first slide had that number, I believe. Anyway, so you can get it from Jyotsna, or you can call me 9422109500. 9422109500.
Yes, sir.
Anytime. I have one session on assertive skills, which is very important for all youngsters. Today, the younger generation which is joining, they are very aggressive. They need to be taught this skill of assertion. Communication में सबसे important part है how to put your point across without hurting. That's a skill, and a lot of role plays, a lot of things can be designed for them. I think we should have more sessions on this for our younger teachers and lecturers who come. Only then they can develop into their second life. Otherwise, they have going to have a lot of problems. Aggression is becoming very common because they get quick results. When you go aggressive, you get quick results. So they think this is the best method. But they don't understand that they are losing on relationship by that. So I think that is one area which has to be. Yes, Vikrant, you had some question?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, my question is, you mentioned that as a leader, delegation is one important component of, extending the as in taking it for taking work forward. But when you're delegating work to people, like it happens that that delegation is taken sometimes in the wrong ways, and they become the lead masters of, and they try to control people around. So, what is your take on people whom such powers are authorized, because you want the work to happen irrespective of in the process of delegation?
Do you want my honest answer, Vikrant?
Yes, sir, honest answer, but something obviously practical
No, it
which
may.
will work.
I know it will go against your question. That is why, because you should
No
not feel
problem, sir.
in a short
No
span
problem.
of, I don't want to hurt people. See, why people don't delegate. There are 5-6 reasons why people don't delegate. And one of the major reasons is, will I lose my position? If I delegate to somebody, will I lose that comfort? Will I lose that authority which I have got? They fear that. So that threat, if it is not there, then delegation becomes easier. And they also don't delegate because they feel कि ये कर पाएगा कि नहीं कर पाएगा, या अच्छा हो पाएगा कि नहीं हो पाएगा, मुझसे अच्छा कर लेगा तो मेरे से आगे निकल जाएगा. No, all these things are there. So that is why delegation is not with empowerment. Delegation is the first step. Delegation is delegation. You still have control. Don't do delegation without control. Delegation will never be called delegation if it is not having control. When there is no control and delegation, it is empowerment. So please understand the difference between, so you start with small issues of delegation, and then you switch over to empowerment. It is difficult, son. It is very difficult to understand that you don't find the right kind of people to give delegation because you fear that this fellow may not do properly. Yeah, in the time of crisis, like there is a NAC inspection, MCI inspection, there you'll have to choose the right kind of person for the right time. But Vikrant, if If you have a time and if you feel that this issue can be done little later on also, and it requires a lot of time, then you start delegating small things which doesn't have a lot of effect on your organization.
So just I thank you so much, sir, for this input. But actually, my question was, when I'm already delegating it to someone, the person takes it up in such a way that they start acting as bosses rather than actual, delegators of the work which has been
So
assigned
either
to
you
them.
have chosen the wrong person or you have given
Yeah,
it in the
that
wrong way.
is no
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, sir, got it, sir, got it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
How to deal with psychophants in the team as a team member and as a leader?
God bless you. God be with you. If psychophants are with you, then the team is not working properly, or he will pull the other people who are doing well also will be pushed across. So God be with you if you have psychopaths within your team. Swapnil, you have a question?
Yes, sir. The FIFA World Cup is going on, and I think in medical education we should take these leadership examples from the
Correct.
domain of sports so much. Like say, Paris Saint-Germain is the most improved team in Europe since the last 3 years, and Luis Enrique is such a hands-on leader who makes everyone feel non-threatened and uh, all these things he encourages. And regarding inspiration we all know about Clive Lloyd and how he inspired the West Indian team. Everyone, right from Michael Holding to Viv Richards, everyone said that he taught us to play for the West Indies and inspired us to win. And that was the same thing with Frank Worrell. So I think we should take more examples from the domain of sports for
Very
for the
true.
leadership.
Very true. Very true. You take people from known to unknown, as we call, and the known is the sports domain, especially cricket and football are two very enjoyable sports and very popular sports. So I think examples from these appeal to people more than political examples because they are realistic examples. They are
So
examples which are in front of you. And we have also seen that your body language and facial expression and arrogance doesn't work. If we have seen this in cricketing fraternity, if you look at many people, right from Hardik Pandya to maybe anybody, you can see that in front of you. You can actually see people whose behaviors have not been acceptable. So they never emerged as a good leader. Look at them. So there are
yes,
there are many examples which you can quote. There
yes. So
is
there was a TUFH conference called Ubuntu, and that word originated from one Boston Celtics coach who made the Celtics win again after the Larry Bird era.
correct.
And he said that everyone is going to care for each other now in the team, and there were two or three giants in that five-member team.
अच्छा
Forgot the
मेरे को
coach.
मुझे एक बता, जब कोई 4 लाइन पे कहीं तो भी जाके कैच पकड़ता है तो इस साइड खड़ा हुआ आदमी भी ऐसा ऐसा क्यों करता है?
Right, right.
This is all. Now there is a psychologist in the team, there are a physiotherapist in the team, there are doctors in the team, there are psychiatrists also appointed in the team. Now all these people are working towards we talk about forming, norming, storming, adjourning. You remember those 4 5 terms which we use in our training programs when there is a
Yes,
group
sir.
dynamics going on. The last word is very important, that is adjourning. Is the leader a part of adjournment also? See, every stage is important and every stage people have to go through. But आखिरी के stage में adjournment में, if you also are part of the joy of the team, if you are a part of the joy of the entire success of the team, the way other members are, that team performs better next time because the boss has been the part of the earlier success. छोटे छोटे सक्सेस को सेलिब्रेट करना, फोर्थ बेसिक ह्यूमन नीड को याद रखना. There are many things which can be done, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I have
That
just one.
Dr.
Okay.
Swapnil, I'll just take up a question before I give it back to you. Okay. So, how to deal with a leader who is non-appreciative, subtle, threatening, doesn't let us go for capacity building, doesn't delegate, very controlling, very critical, and discriminatory on many grounds.
बाप रे, भगवान बचाए ऐसे आदमी को. We have all gone through. Who is asking this question? Can I have the name so I can refer that name?
Dr. Jyoti, would you like to clarify, add anything?
Jyoti. Jyoti is asking this question?
Yes, not me. I
I
went
know.
through such a situation, no longer.
See, all of us, Sucheta, Santosh, Manisha, Vikrant, Swapnil, all of us have gone through this situation. All of us have had bosses whom we not dislike, but we said, Bhagwan, kab jata hai? जाता मतलब ऊपर नहीं, कब जाता है, मतलब when will he be replaced? But then we have successfully conquered these situations also because we continue doing our good work. मेरा यही आपसे हाथ जोड़ के विनती है. There is
Actually,
no,
they taught us how leaders should not be.
yeah. For example, I give my father's example so many times. Dominating person, Suryavanshi types. I learned from him how not to do things, but he taught me, at the same time. So I think we continue doing our good work. Some day will come when you will, but that day, some people who are having strong-headed bosses, it may take some more time. But if you have good bosses like Santosh or Sucheta, maybe you will succeed better. Those organizations who have got members from MEU or members from AHPE as their bosses, they are doing much better than other people, believe me. So increase this community. Go back to your organization, make people join AHPE as much as possible. Let them be a part of the conferences, let them be a part of education, technology, let them be a part of these workshops. Let them not look at 3-day basic course merely as a compulsory one. 3-day basic course is compulsory, but look at the inputs you give in 3-day. Once he joins, he enjoys. All the participants enjoy the 3-day basic course when the sir क्या बढ़िया हुआ sir मजा आ गया sir और एक दिन
Very
क्यों
true,
हुआ.
very true.
लेकिन वो उनको वहां तक लाना is a big problem यार. Why that day should go. I think इसलिए वो जो आप एडवांस कोर्स करवा रहे हो ना वो और ज्यादा बढ़ा. लेट पीपल कम टू जो कंपलसरी नहीं है ऐसे एजुकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी प्रोग्राम में जब आना शुरू करेंगे दैट कम्युनिटी विल इंक्रीज. दैट हैज टू इंक्रीज. We have to build capacity. Building is our responsibility to build this tribe more, this group more. My tribe use kar raha hu, don't misunderstand my word, but that's what it is called. We have to make our own presence felt, and it is possible only when these people start coming. Chali, I think I have a call to attend, and you all are busy.
एक last question है sir.
Yeah, please.
Leaders who feel threatened by leaders who are more efficient, or sometimes they come in the same hierarchical level. So how to handle such situations?
First, I talked about first amongst equal. That's a very important, nice book also, how to live amongst equals. If there are two professors who are the same qualification, same caliber, same MEU, both FEMR fellows, both of them are excellent teachers. So living amongst equals is very difficult. उसमें से यदि एक कोई leader बनता है, and you are the second fiddle in the whole group, you will feel sad for some time. But then that stress management has to be done on your own, and you have to start learning ways to cope up with that. Otherwise, you will always sulk. समझता है? Sulking is one of the worst thing that can happen to a teacher. A teacher who sulks will sulk in the class also. So it reflects in the classroom. So leadership in an academic setup is totally different than leadership in a multinational company in other places. यहाँ पे वहाँ पे we are responsible and accountable for future of a student. So it should not reflect in the classroom anyway, but it does because we are all human beings. So it does. If you have a fight with your wife and start taking a lecture in the morning, if 9:45 you had a fight and 10 o'clock is your lecture, imagine, Santosh.
Very true. But this question answer session, sir, you are doing all sixers. Yes, sir. All sixers. Thanks to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Chaliye.
Yes, sir. So everyone has been applauding. I just can't count the number of claps you've been getting in this session, sir. You have exceeded our expectations this time.
Oh, thank you so much.
I hand it back to Sucheta, ma'am. It was a wonderful session indeed.
Thank you so much. And all of us enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. And let's hope we have more to come. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
know
for
you have a call
and,
to attend.
Yes, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
No. Don't say that. It's my pleasure always. I was held up with certain issues. Now it's all done, so no problem.
Yes,
No. And if he refused me, oh my God, we go back 40 years. That's a long time.
मला मला जिवंत राहायचं बाबा, राहू दे आता. मला जिवंत राहायचं. चला बाय. Thanks a lot.
Bye, bye, bye.
Sir,
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much, sir.
Yeah,
Warm regards.
God bless you all. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being a part of our AHP dialogues for today. And we'll catch up with the next edition for July soon. And watch this space. We will be coming out with a workshop as well. And probably this week or in the next 10 days at the earliest, we'll be having our NCHP announcements coming in. Do make the best of the early bird registrations. Motivate all your colleagues also to register and come to Namma Bengaluru. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you.